Okay, guys, we are going to talk about translations today. Translations is one of the transformations that we have learned this year. And if you recall, translation has the SL in the word, and that means to slide. So we are going to take our picture and we are going to slide it either left and right or up and down our axis. Remember, left and right is our x-axis. If I am moving to the right, my numbers are getting larger, so this is an add. If I am moving to the left, if you think about this just as a number line, my numbers are getting smaller, so it is actually a subtraction. Same thing happens on your y-axis. Moving up, my numbers are going to get bigger, so this is an addition. And moving down on my y-axis, my numbers are getting smaller, so it is a subtraction. All right, let's look and see what this looks like. We know that. It's what we just talked about. So x's and y's, up and down. Remember, when you are looking at your rule, you will always start with your original x and y values. Doesn't matter what they are. You're starting with your original. And then you are either going to have x plus or minus some number, and then y plus or minus some other number. Okay, now do you always have to add or subtract one? Absolutely not. You could just be moving the entire picture up, down, left, or right. You do not have to be doing them both. But always remember, this is addition, not. So add or subtract. We are not multiplying or divide. Okay. Multiplying and dividing, remember, that is for dilations, and we are not dilating. Dilating changes the size. Translation does not. It strictly just moves it around on the coordinate plane. Okay, so let's take a look. Several of you will notice this black line that goes from one to the other. Well, first thing I want to do is I want to say this is not how you mark up your paper. Instead of just drawing a line, you are going to actually draw the square, or like your triangle. Okay, you'll notice I drew little arrows. Well, why did I do that? Well, I can see right here, see that little dash, the apostrophe next to my R? I know that this one right here is my new picture. And my new picture is my image. Oops. My image. Okay, this is my new, which means this blue one is my old picture. We also call it the pre-image. Pre-image, of course, meaning I've done nothing to it. Okay, so again, I am going to draw my arrows. I'm going to follow the grid perfectly until they line up. Pick one point. It does not matter which point you pick, as long as you pick the same point on both pictures. Okay, so then all I'm going to do is count, and that's how I know. Now I know that my x and values go left and right, my y values go up and down. Okay, so let's work at one. All right, this one I want to go right 4, up 3. So I am creating my new picture. Okay, remember, when you are translating, you move every dot. Okay, so you move every point of my picture, not just one. It's very important that we know that. Okay, so I'm going to start with A. Again, right 4. Well, right is my x value, and 4 is positive, so it would be x plus 4. Okay, if I look at my up, up means I'm dealing with my y. Up means also positive, so it would be y plus 3. So if I had to draw or write my rule, it would be xy, and then my arrow, and I'm going to write it underneath it so there's more room. X plus 4, comma, y plus 3. So I am assuming then that my triangle is going to go to the right and up, and it should land somewhere in this area right here. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. I'm going to use red so I can tell the difference. Okay, remember, this is my pre-image, and I'm creating my image. Okay, so again, this is my pre-image. Okay, so to the right 4. Okay, so I'm going to start with A. I'm going to go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it says up 3. So I went to the right. Now I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. There is my new dot. Okay, and I'm going to put my new dot in green so I can see it really well. All right, now I am going to go back and I'm going to do all the other side parts of my picture. Okay, so C to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, up 3, 1, 2, 3. Whoops, I need to change that to green. So that dot will also be green. All right, last point. The point B is going to go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 3, 1, 2, 3. There is my dot. Let's make our lines a little bigger so I can easily see the new triangle. And it is right here. Okay, if I were to label that, this would be A prime, B prime, C prime. You'll notice my picture is facing the exact same direction, so my orientation has not changed and my size is not changed. So I am preserving orientation and I am preserving congruency. All right, let's look at another one. Okay, this one gave me both pictures. Now I have to come up with a rule. Well, again, this is really easy. All I need to do is follow my lines of my grid, pick one point. Here is my image, my pre-image, excuse me. Here is my image. So this one's my new. Okay, I know I always start with X and Y. Ooh, let's try that in order. I always start with X and Y. So X comes first, then my Y, and now I've got to come up with my rule. So X is going to do something, and then Y is going to do something. All right, and all I got to do is figure out what's going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to pick one spot. Well, I'm going to pick the R because it's just the first one there. Okay, and I'm going to go over and then down. And I am connecting those two spots. Well, again, I know this is my old. I always start with my old and go to my new. So from my old, I'm going to the right. I know my right is my X value. Then I'm going down. My down value is my Y. Well, because I'm going to the right, I know right is plus, so I can put a little plus sign on there. And I know that down is subtraction, so I can put a subtraction sign. Now all I got to do is fill in my numbers, and that's pretty easy. So I can come here and I'm just going to count how far did I go. Okay, so I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So plus 6. And then down was 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my new rule is going to be X comma Y changes by or translates by X plus 6, Y minus 4. Okay, let's look and see one last part, the review. Okay, X-axis is left and right. If I'm moving to the right, I am adding. If I move to the left, I am subtracting. Y-axis goes up and down. If I'm moving up, I am adding. If I am moving down, I am subtracting. Again, your rules, one more time. My x always comes first. My rule is always going to look like x plus or minus some number and y plus or minus some number. Remember, if it doesn't move up or down or left and right, your x just stays the same or your y stays the same, whatever it happens to be. All right, holler if you have any questions.